This is Agile in 3 minutes. How often do people do as you suggest? Whatever Agile might mean, one thing's for sure. It's the opposite of telling people what to go do. If you can tell people what to do and they have to listen, you have power over them. When you exercise that power, and maybe even when you don't, it constrains their problem-solving, decision-making, and effectiveness. Whenever possible, I seek to minimize my power and maximize my influence. What's the difference? Nothing more than how we see ourselves and others in the world. Power means I don't accept no for an answer. I don't listen to you, you listen to me. I expect you to find the threat of negative consequences convincing. I expect you to be convinced, period. I do not care to be reminded that you're a grown adult human, free to think and act as you please. Do not act in a way that reminds me. Influence means you can say no and I'll hear you because we listen to each other. I'll offer mutually beneficial consequences that I hope you'll find convincing. Sometimes you'll convince me. Sometimes you'll surprise me because you're a grown adult human, free to think and act as you please. We're empowered to look for ways that serve us both. Lacking positional power, consultants have a head start on influence. Nobody has to listen to us, we just hope they will. And they might not expect us to listen to them, so when we do, they'll notice. Great, now let's find ways to be useful to each other. But it's rarely that simple. I may prefer interactions that don't involve power, but that doesn't mean everyone else does. If I'm not trying to play power games, but others are, then too bad, I'm playing, and probably losing. It can be hard to tell. People with less power may try to look like they have more, and vice versa. Conveniently, not wanting power doesn't mean I have none. There's always someone with a budget who wants their money's worth, and can intervene to make sure they get it. Marshalling the power of others can be a tremendously powerful lever for anyone with some influence. Be careful how you wield it. The more folks are inclined to believe you, the more important it is not to mislead them. But if defending our agility is right, then we must vigilantly seek out and neutralize power wherever we find it. In organizations, in teams, and in ourselves. This has been Amitai delivering an increment of Agile in 3 minutes, the simplest podcast that could possibly work.